1.5 years old, she was diagnosed with SMA.
Elliot was diagnosed with spinal muscular atrophy.
And I try to get up. Nothing happens.
My trial has been a long-term trial. It's been about 40 years. Back when I was 16 years old, I was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy.
Muscular dystrophy is basically a wasting away of the muscles because they don't receive the proteins that they need from the body.
Some of these families have nothing, or at least very little. And now they find out that they have a child with muscular dystrophy, and they have no idea how they're going to make ends meet. And the joy in their faces and in their voices when we provide them a wheelchair or redo a bathroom.
Well, MDFF's been around for a long time, but it really was under Tim Doyle's leadership that the organization took on a new life. Tim brought an urgency and a empathy to the role that is really going to be hard to replace. We're going to miss him very much. We've helped hundreds of families under his leadership, and it was, I believe, one of the most important roles that he played in his life. And we are going to work very hard to continue his legacy here at MDFF.
I think the thing that I will always remember Tim for is just the service that he gave to others, whether it was MDFF, whether it was work, whether it was sitting down and talking to a college student about life, and just the time that he took. He was always willing to serve others. That is probably his biggest legacy that he'll leave with me. I mean, he was one of my greatest mentors.
The Muscular Dystrophy Family Foundation helps those affected by a neuromuscular disease live safer and more independent lives through direct financial assistance, resource and educational sharing, and community.
We were connected with MDFF through Muscular Dystrophy Association. I had been looking for some van giveaways.
Tim came to me and said, I have this idea. I'd like to get Superior involved, and we want to give away a van a year for the next 5 years.
The cost of accessible vehicles is very high and is a hardship for many families, even if they are not under the poverty line.
The cost of these vehicles, it can be really shocking to individuals. They're upwards of $80,000, $90,000 brand new.
Every family who's received a van is just blown away that they went from zero transportation or incredibly unreliable transportation to a nice, newer van that works for them, and it's reliable and free.
And I got a phone call that we were one of the families chosen, and like my ears were ringing. I was like, this is not real. This cannot be real. We have been more places in the last 2 weeks than we have been in the last 3 years. It has been profoundly life-changing.
The Van a Year program is something too that helps our clients out. So I think the reason we need MDFF here in our community is it's just a local presence to help a population of individuals that have muscular dystrophy, so they can be whatever they need, whether it's a remodel of their home, if they need some new equipment to make their life more manageable, more enjoyable.
MDFF has helped us in many ways. First of all, they gave us an opportunity to meet with other families, to talk to each other and learn about different opportunities. The nice thing about being able to have the stander in the wheelchair is we don't have to have a separate stander. Thanks to MDFF, we were able to get that as part of his chair. So now he uses that as therapy every day.
When we first got the van, I wanted to go to the Children's Museum at the Barbie section.
Just being able to sit up and see everything. That was like, it's the smallest things, but that's like a big deal to her.
Seeing the families start to build those relationships, especially with like newly diagnosed patients and their families, every diagnosis, every hurdle that you could think of, seeing them kind of start to bond and start to form those relationships. At this holiday party, there was a family member who came up and she goes, I recognize your face. And I was like, oh, okay. It was one of those moments that I was like, muscular dystrophy, it can be a very isolating disease. And just seeing them start to build those bonds, I think that's what makes MDFF really special.
We're not scientists, we can't solve the disease. But we look at these families and we look at the people and we're saying, how do we help them today? How can we do that? And the best way to do that is to ask them.
Tim poured his heart and soul into MDFF, mainly because he knew how difficult this disease is. He always thought of others before himself. He wanted to make sure people who needed the help could get the help.
As we move forward after Tim's passing, the one thing that I want to do to make sure that Tim's legacy is carried on is just for people to remember that, what a loving, caring person that he was. Anything he did for someone, he did it with the best intentions and definitely did it from the heart.
Tim was a man who gave everything that he didn't have and then some and kept giving.
Recognizing that, Tim and the heart that he had for servicing people, serving people, helping people, that's the thing that I want everybody to remember about my friend Tim.
And I want people to remember the fun Tim as well, because he brought joy to everything that he did, including this organization.
This organization is awesome, and they do a lot of awesome things for people who need it.
You can help make a difference today for those living with muscular dystrophy. Spread the word about our services or make a financial gift of whatever amount you are able. All donations go a long way toward helping us provide assistance to Hoosier families navigating living with muscular dystrophy. Thank you for your support and for keeping Tim's dream alive.